Welcome. My name is Andrea. If it's your first time joining in with me, welcome. I'm happy to have you. We do a yoga Pilates practice. Work at your own level. Do what feels right for you. And enjoy. So let's come down into our space. We'll start on a tabletop. In your tabletop position, let's just shake everything out, finding your alignment, hands right underneath those shoulders, and stacking knees and hips. Let's just tuck those toes, really stretch them out, and just push back onto your feet. Good. Let's come up, release your toes, scoop up and in, looking in towards that belly button, feeling opening between your shoulder blades, feeling your belly button draw up towards your spine. And let's reverse that. Open the chest, lift your tailbone, and back in. Good. Neutral, tuck, press back, relax your head through your arms. Let's breathe in, come forward, neutral, and exhale, up and in. Really think about pulling that tailbone down and under. You got it. And inhale, open. Nice. And back to neutral. This time, let's take those knees out, push those hips through, and reach forward. Keeping your weight back, reaching that tailbone to your heels. Good. Relax your head through the arms, relaxing, opening the chest and shoulders. If it feels good, you can kind of wiggle here, as long as that's okay for your knees. Just feel like it's opening through the back. Good. And let's bring it up. Back to our neutral table position. Shake it again. And let's really open up that side body here. Tucking the toes or not, your choice. Let's reach to the corner, push your hip away, and then push back. Feeling it lift up and under that shoulder blade. And just exhale, deepening into it. Relax your head, looking underneath. Let's take one more nice breath here. And bring it up. Good. Release your toes. Reset. Big breath, reach around. And exhale. Back in, up. Really lifting, feeling that space from your hip all the way up. Opening the rib cage, the side body, lifting that shoulder blade. Relax your head. And up we go. Good. Releasing. From here, we're going to keep your hips stabilized. And we're going to do that same rotation, but instead of just a side reach, we're actually going to do a little curve. So I can walk hand over hand. Keep your lower body stable and you're looking towards your feet. Let's inhale, bring it in. Walking hand over hand. And looking back. Your hips aren't moving. Think about curving from the hips up and around. Your spine, maybe like a letter C or maybe like a candy cane, since we're coming up to that season. Or I suppose we could just say a letter J, right? There you go. All right, bringing it in. Excellent. Have a seat. Comfortable, sitting tall. Shoulders are back. And just find yourself on the mat. Shoulders are back. Good. From here, we're going to twist. Looking over to the side, shoulders down. Nice rotation. And bring it in, breathing in. Exhale. Shoulders are soft, looking back. Good, and center. Let's switch the cross of the feet. Feeling how it's opening up the hips a little differently. Just making sure you're nice and tall, shoulders are open and relaxed. Breathing in, lifting up. And exhale, revolve. Good. Bringing it into the center on your inhale and exhale. And center, good. Let's bring those feet together, knees out. If you find that your legs are up here and you just can't relax, I invite you, if you have yoga blocks, or just grab a pillow or a rolled up blanket, anything that just to have some support to relax. Good. So you can walk yourself forward to those heels. It doesn't matter how close you are. It's about sitting tall, relaxing, and opening those hips. Good. We're going to bring ourselves around here, scooping in and opening. So draw the belly button in, push forward, open the chest. You got it. Inhaling and exhaling. Make it bigger as you start to feel the body waking up, allowing space. Let's do one more this side. And just pause in the center. Let's lift. Give those knees a hug. And back to seated. And we're going to go the other way. So let's push and roll it around. Exaggerating it as your body starts to allow space. You got it. Breathing in and out. Last one. Good. And center it up. One in, one out. Adjust. Feel that's going to open up that inner thigh here. The adductor. Sitting tall. Feel your spine nice and long. Notice that connection. Feeling your sits bones underneath you. Kind of sort of lean away from one side. So just make sure you're parked on both sides. Good. Let's reach those arms up. Just feel that energy in the arms. And bringing it up. Dropping those shoulders. Good. And from here, we're going to reach up. Open the arms. Threading one under. And leaning over to the side. Push that other arm down. If it feels good for you, you can bring that arm up and reach towards your leg. Make sure you don't fold forward. Keep it open. Flexing and extending through the heel of that extended leg. Good. And big breath in. Excellent. Let's switch. So just take a moment, wiggle it in, sitting tall, feeling that warmth, enjoying how the body's starting to respond to our practice. Let's activate the upper body, nice and strong, long neck, and breathe in. Releasing it. Good. And let's bring one under, one over, or remember you can just push out to the side. Remember each side of the body might respond a bit differently, so just work with what's going on in your body. Eyes up or down, just be intentional with it. The neck is part of it. Nice, full deep breath. You got it. And up we go. All right, both legs out and just push yourself forward, opening up. Now it's up to you how far you're going. What you want to think about is I'd rather have the legs a little bit closer, but you're sitting tall versus being scooped and falling back. So adjust what you need to do for you, making sure you're feeling that nice connection to them underneath you. Good. From here, we're tilting from the hips, so pelvic tilt, coming forward, seeing how the back is nice and flat. You can walk it forward or nice and strong, hinge forward, and just let the arms relax. Soften your shoulders. You got it. The head is part of it. So you're not cranking your head up, but you're not hanging it either. So you still have a long spine and lots of space to breathe. Good. And let's walk it up. We're going to bend the legs and do the same thing but with bent legs. So tilt that pelvis. You can use the arms to push those legs. And you're going to hinge forward with bent legs. So just see how that changes things a little. And put your feet down. If you're comfortable and familiar with tortoise pose, you want to tuck your arms under, slide those legs out, you go right ahead. We're thinking about lifting that tailbone behind us, hinging forward, pulling yourself through the legs. Good. If you did tuck shoulders. Let's untuck safely and bring yourself up. Take your time. Good. Legs in front, give them a shake. And let's take those feet just a bit wider than your mat, your regular size mat. And leaning back, and we'll just drop those knees. Feeling it open up the head. You got it. Opening up, breathing. Just enjoying that feeling, releasing your back, your hips. You got it. All right, tucking those legs behind, let's come up, and we're gonna go into a lunge position. So pick your favorite leg. We will do both. You can go a little bit wider for balance. Make sure you're not opening to the front, but you're keeping your hip facing towards that leg. Let's really up the shoulders. Notice how your shoulders, ribs, and hips are in line. And from here, I want you to think about pushing forward and opening up that hip flexor. Good. You can squeeze the glutes to get a little bit more opening. And you're going to reach up. Shoulders down and lift up and over. Checking in with that front foot, making sure your knee's not going past your toes. Make sure you're not grabbing the mat with your toes. Good. Let's bring it back. Hands to your hips. Pull back, lengthening. Make sure you're facing that leg, and let's hinge forward over that leg. Yes. Feeling those sensations in the hamstring. You got it. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. If it feels good for you, you can always reach down. Make sure you're not bending at your knuckles, so either fingertips or flat palms. Keep breathing. It's all about your breath. Full belly inhale and exhale, in and out through the nose. Good. Let's push off. Tuck that back foot. Let's lift up if that feels okay for you. If you prefer to stay down, no problem at all. We're going to lift up, twisting over that front leg. If that's not comfortable, you can do an open twist, okay? Otherwise, twisting and reaching to the sky. Remember, you have that option to have that back leg up or not. If you have it up, make sure your hips are flying up. You're keeping your hips in line. So you're parallel to the floor and then opening up. You can wrap the arm to look up or down. What is giving you the most sensations? And not pain or sharp sensations. Some are work, some are opening and lengthening. Good. Let's face in towards that front leg. Push off. Bringing it in, so the space between toe and heel is about the space of length of one of your feet. Make sure your hip is facing towards that front leg. And we're hinging forward in a pyramid pose. Front leg slightly bent. Pull yourself back, feeling that opening in the back of the front leg. If the floor is a little far, no worries, hands to your hip. Or this is where you can use your yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can always use 2 Kleenex or tissue boxes, or maybe some hardcover books. Good. Let's step back, lift ourselves up. We're going to bring that foot open slightly, coming into our triangle pose. Let's actually bring that foot parallel. Good. Check in with your hips. We're going to square them off to start, so we feel the differences. Notice how you're stacked. Good. Now we're going to tilt those hips and feel how it opens up. From here, keeping your back nice and flat, like you're up against a wall. You're leaning, tilting over. Good. Think about your rib cage here. You don't want to be rounding to get down. You want to keep it flat, like you're parallel to the floor. With that bottom hand, try and have your palm facing out. If you need to rest, rest above your knees. Arm up or down. Not about how low you go. It's about keeping it flat, level, and not leaning forward. Good. Let's push it up. Make it a little bit longer. And come into your warrior 2. So noticing our adjustment here, shoulders over hips. Sometimes we're here. You want to stack. Bring this hip level. Open up. Push to the outside edge of that foot. Smile. Enjoy. Feel free. Arms are where you are comfortable. Good. Let's bring it up. Bringing it in. Pigeon toe those feet in. Open up. And we're going to tilt. coming to parallel. Noticing how your back is nice and strong, and I want you to try and draw your abdominals in here. Good. Now reaching down if that's available. Walk your feet in, toe heel, so you're just outside of the hips. And you're gonna drop those hips, keeping your heels touching, and lift yourself up. If that's not available to you, no problem. You can stand tall right here. So really opening up the knees, hips are dropped, opening up the heart. Good. And let's reach, lift those hips, walk your feet right together, relax your head. Soften those knees as much as you'd like. Relaxing your head, look through the legs, feel that length all the way to the back of the body. Lifting, opening up the back of the legs, releasing your lower back. And let's roll up. Shoulders down and back. Excellent. Let's go into our lunge on the other side. Hopefully you're feeling warm at this point, if you weren't already. All right. So let's go into that lunge. Here we go. A little bit wider. Open it up. Tilt it. Dropping forward. Good. Remember, squeeze. Get a little bit more opening. And arms wherever you're comfortable. Keep that nice full breath. You got it. Let's come up. Pull back. Open. And tilt. Breathe into those sensations in the back of the thigh. Breathing in and out through the nose if you can. Remember, you can always reach. Just think of a nice full back. Yes. Good. And let's come forward. We're going to lift up. If that's not good for you, don't worry about it. You do not have to lift. We're twisting towards that leg. If that's not comfortable, I want you to lift up and twist away. We do just want that twist, whichever way you can do it. So we're getting that nice twist in our spine, which is so good for us. Remember, you don't have to put that arm up. You can wrap it. Keep your neck nice and long. Weight right in the center, dropping those hips. Keep breathing. Nice work. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. And let's face in, push up. Coming into that pyramid. So with pyramid, you're not in a tightrope, so there is space between the feet. And then it's pulled back about the length of one of your feet. Bend that front leg, but pull your hips back. And hands to the hips is a great option. Relax your head. Breathing into the sensations of the back of that front leg. And let's push back. Rising up, coming into our triangle. So opening it up. Good. Drop the hip, level the hip. Check in, smile, breathe. Nice. All right, remember, it's like you're up against a wall or your windshield wiper. Let's tilt and extend. Flatten that rib cage. Yes. Arm up or wrapped. Check in that you're not falling forward. Can you keep a nice, full, flowing breath? And let's push up and a little wider, finding our warrior two. Remember your hips before you're checking with the height. You're wrapping the thighs and pulling it out. Check in with your front knee, make sure you don't fall in. So you're opening that knee in the direction of your second and third toe. Good. Feeling that that power. Make sure you're not sticking it out. You're stacked. We don't want to be tucked under either. So shoulders over ribs, over hips. Fantastic. All right, pick it up, face in, adjust your positioning so that you have approximately the length of one of your legs between those feet. So let's fire those hips back, and let's really push back here as you hinge forward. And up we go. Now this time, I want you to think about lifting up, not pushing back. So lift up and reach forward, yes? And if it's available, you come down. Otherwise, hands to your hips. Good. So you should feel a difference with your hips over the center of you versus pushing as if you're pushing through a wall behind you. Press to the outside edges of those feet. As you feel comfortable, I want you to walk your hands, walking through and under, only if that's available to you. If you need to take some tension off the legs, you're going to bend and then lift those hips. That also helps you get a little bit further down. Now remember, you're not pushing back, you're stacked. Good, and tilted. Nice. Relax your head. Good. Walking your hands forward. We're going to reach across to one side. If reaching for the foot's not quite available, you can just reach up and hold on to that leg. However you're comfortable, just be careful we don't put pressure right on that knee. Good. Let's walk it center. Come to the other side. Make sure you can breathe. And in we go. All right, take those feet back. Just shake out. You got it. And child's pose. If you prefer knees out, go for it. Your choice. Staying in this nice extended arm position, we're going to lift our hips and come up into that downward facing dog. So up and away. Good. You can pedal the feet, feels good for you. Check in, make sure you have equal space between the feet and the knees. Good. Relax your head through your arms and you're trying to open up. Bringing those biceps in, triceps out. Softening both legs, lift your hips, push away from your hands. Good. And let's come down. If you need to take a little break for the wrist, do so. We're going to come forward into plank here. So if you know your shoulders need some love, I want you to come down to your forearms. Same option if your wrists are bothering you. You also, if you have available, you can hold on to a set of weights, and it just helps keep your wrist flat versus bent. So if that feels more comfortable. Now, let's think about how we're activating. We are going to bring our hips, our ribs together, also our hips, our rib cage together. We're bringing our hip bones as if they can come together. We're pulling from the front and from the back. So we're not doing that. We're not tucking. We're pulling together. You're also thinking those deep muscles, pelvic floor is coming up and in. Okay, so all those four things, we call it the powerhouse, they are firing as we are in this plank. So let's set it up. You can go onto those toes or you're on your knees. If you're on knees, you're not back here. You are shifting without dropping. Ready, set, fire it up, and let's breathe. So really think about form. You're pushing into the mat. I want you to think about almost rounding the upper back. Draw that pelvic floor in. Good. Keep a natural curve in your back. Remember, you can go onto your toes. Nothing else has changed. You're pulling those ribs together. Think of it as if you can pull those hip bones together. Keep breathing. If you feel bad pain, you come down. If you're losing form, you come down. If you're not connecting in your abdominals, you come down. Keep pushing that floor away. Keep drawing those abdominals together. 4, 3, 2, and release. Shoulders, we're working there too. walking it down. Wiggle those hips back so you feel that connection. And we're gonna lift. So, how we're gonna lift, you're gonna fold your arms under. You can watch first. You're lengthening and engaging your legs. You're pushing your hips forward. Draw your belly button up in towards your spine. You're gonna lift one leg and lower, lift and lower. Okay, we wanna keep the head protected. So you're coming down and the forehead rests on those arms. Make sure you're not collapsing the upper body. You're activating. So same thing like those abdominals in your plank. Ribs in, hips in, belly button. You got it. Ready? Nice lengthening breath. Exhaling, activate, inhale and lift. We're switching to Pilates breath here. So we inhale, lengthen. Exhale through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. We should be feeling your lower back working. Make sure we're lifting from the hips. You're not bending at the knee. Keep bringing those hip bones together. Lower region of the abdominals is working as well. Of course, lots of low back. Use your breath. 2 more. And release. Good. Take it up and back. Up and away. Child's pose. Or downward facing dog. Shoulders and back. Switching to your yoga breathing here. In and out through the nose. Checking that your knees aren't falling in towards each other. And let's walk your feet to hands, hands to feet, hanging in a forward fold. Relax your head, relax your shoulders, but pull them down and back so you have a nice long neck. Bend your knees as much as you like to, so you're really connecting your upper body onto that lower body. Breathe into your spine, breathe into that lower back. And let's roll up. You can use your hands to your legs if you prefer. Think about stacking the spine, one vertebra at a time. Pulling those shoulders down and back. Ah, yes. Good. From here, we're going to open up, release the neck and shoulders. So we stand tall in a mountain pose. And just look over, feeling that opening of the neck. Let's bring it into the center and exhale. Try and deepen that breath. Out of the chest. Good. And center. Coming in, one up, one down. Really just feel that equal and opposite leg. Make sure you're not popping your rib cage. So standing tall and looking over. You should feel a deeper stretch, more intense stretch in your neck. You can have feet apart, hip distance, or you're right together. If you want to, let's reach down, other arm reaches over. Keep it opened up, keeping that shoulder back. If you want, you can bring your hand to your hip. And rising up. Good. Extend, other side. You got it. Shoulders down and back, abdominals are strong, ribs in, make sure there's space to breathe. If it feels good for you, let's reach and extend. Shoulder down. Good. Remember your option, you can hold on. Check in that you're not falling forward or back. And up we go. Good. Let's take those feet just outside of hip distance. And you're going to wrap, releasing your lower back. Picking it up. Make sure you're picking up your heel, bringing your knee around to keep that joint safe. Let's just stand, find our breath, reach up to the sky. Shoulders are dropped, and we're gonna push back into a chair pose. So reaching those arms, shoulders down and back, drawing those abdominals in. You're sitting into that chair. If you can, you're bringing feet and knees together, squeeze. You're not lifting your tail, you're not tucking it. You're just keeping that back long with a natural curve in your back. Arms are strong. Feel free, hands to the thighs if that's better for you. Breathing, squeezing, and rise. Bringing those arms down. Pull those shoulders down, activate your lat muscles, and we're going to lift up. Press down to lift up. Find your balance. And release. Hands to the heart. Let's fold, coming down. If you need to sign off now, thank you for tuning in. Please just take a moment just to change gears. If you can't stay for a full relaxation, just take a moment to pause before you jump into whatever's next. If you can, we're just going to do a 1 minute relaxation. So coming down from your side, let's flip over. With the fusion practice, yoga, Pilates together, we don't necessarily always take that relaxation. It depends sort of how things flow and go. So if your back is bothering you, I want you to have your feet wide, knees fall in. If you're okay to, you are going to go completely extended and just let those legs relax, open those hips. And just take a moment, close your eyes, soften, surrender, and just be in this moment, be in this space, just be. And let's take a nice full breath in and soften. When you're ready, just extend the arms and legs. Nice full body yawn stretch. Arch your back. And draw those knees in. Give them a hug. If it feels good, you can rock side to side. Feel that connection with your tailbone underneath you. Notice how you're feeling now. And think about how you were feeling before you started your practice today. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmer, more open, stronger, but more relaxed, and more focused. Let's gently use that arm when you're ready. Coming up to a comfortable seated position. feel that alignment, shoulders over ribs, over hips. Let's have those palms up. Drawing in and connecting with all the good and releasing any last tension or negativity. Breathing in, let's reach out and up. Bring those hands together and into the heart. It's a pleasure and an honor to guide your practice. I hope you enjoy. I hope you feel good because you deserve to feel great. I will see you again. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Namaste. See you soon. Thanks, guys. See you later.